What happened with Asmon? I mean, the TLDR is that basically, like, his viewership's been steadily declining. Because he has had to switch out of the WoW category for variety. And so he started trying to play Metro Exodus, and everybody like didn't like the stream, and he was, I guess, like really tilted. So he quit the stream after 30 minutes and then quit. And live stream fail like ate it up. So now he's kind of in this like weird place where he's trying to figure out like how he's gonna pivot his stream because World of Warcraft is like failing. This is so important to listen to your fans in this case. I think that peak prime Asmongold was when you're making videos that you put legit hard effort into, even if it was a 5-minute video about finding the best fishing spots, and because you had a passion for these kind of things. This is so true. If I wanted to succeed on Twitch, the number one thing I say this over and over again, the number one thing I would do right now is YouTube. It's so important. And I think that's a big reason why Asmon's like actual growth has fallen off. To be clear, like he's totally fine from a income standpoint, but his growth's fallen off because he's not putting as much effort into YouTube. Average 18K viewers must be hard. I mean, it's all relative, right? Like, it's all relative. If you lose 20% of your viewer base, I don't care who you are. You have to really think about what you're doing. Do you think his entry into political commentary affected his viewers? Asmon? Is Asmon going into political commentary? Or do you mean Destiny? Destiny succeeded because of YouTube, which is this is the case with every streamer. Destiny's YouTube only started exploding right recently? No. His YouTube was 100% what carried him from like his 3 to 4K concurrence to like 6 to 8K. Everybody underestimates how much YouTube helps streamers. The number one thing you can do as a streamer is do YouTube. I'm not memeing at all. Check this out. Looking at Sodapop and statistics, his viewership is also down 22%. Just like Asmongold is down 20%. Asmongold's actually probably chasing nothing here. This is January and February. Every year on Twitch, his viewership is down this much. So actually, he might not need to do anything. He might just need to chill. And his content might be fine. And his viewership's just down because he doesn't realize the seasonal. That's super possible, actually. Wow, I didn't realize that. January and February are terrible for streaming. March picks up and then goes into the summer, which is by far the best. Super duper interesting. There's seasons for streaming? Oh, yeah. December is probably one of the best months for streaming that there is. And if you stream on Christmas and New Year's, those are the best days for streaming out of any day ever. And if you stream in the summer, those are usually the best days also. So summer's really good. Summer's pretty busted. Destiny's only down 3.7%. Yeah, but Destiny's is a little bit different. He's on like a really specific kind of upward trend right now because he's getting exposed to a largely new audience. So he's an exception to this rule. What I would say is like he should be up far more, right? Given what's happening to him, he should be up like if it was in the summer that this was happening, he would be up like 30%, right? He'd have like 10 to 15K viewers, no problem. He doesn't because January and February hit him too, but it's because he's collabing with like Andy Milonakis and XQC and all these guys for the first time. So a lot of new people are being exposed to him. And that'll continue. Like Steven, well, I don't know. I would say that Steven, I told you guys about 3 or 4 months ago that Steven would be a 10K viewer streamer very soon. And he is, but what I didn't estimate was that, dude, the amount of self-sabotage that Steven does to his own stream by playing fucking League of Legends and like Apex and stuff like that is astounding. He literally play anything else, and he'd be a 10K streamer. So it's like I was right statistically, I was right, but I didn't estimate the pure fucking the pure what is the word that I'm looking for? The decision that he made in order to play games that are not as popular. How's Mr. Mooten doing qualitatively? Unbelievably well. His stats are insanely good. But I don't really want to talk about it. Why? I mean, I don't think he'd be mad if I said it, but he's just leeching. That's all it is. Just leeching off a bigger content creator. So that's why he's doing very well. I'm not trying to say that in a negative way, just more of like a factual statement. Did you say playing League and Apex is hurting his viewership? Yeah. Yeah, objectively, of course. Do you think his growth will taper off because of this, or do you think he'll get to a size where he starts growing viewers from outside? I mean, it depends if he's able to be a content creator that stands alone and creates interesting content on his own, which I think remains to be seen. Typically, what will happen is that if you just purely leech off a bigger content creator, you'll gain a certain percentage of their viewership for a while, and then that will knock you up far enough to be discovered organically. So I suspect that he'll have an independent fan base if he goes full-time after school, which I think is what he's planning to do. And also, he's a very motivated individual who like creates shows and like does podcasts and stuff like that. So I think he has the capability to stand alone as a content creator. Yeah, I think he'll be just fine. Honestly, that's the easiest way to grow. Hassan gets easily 1 to 4K when Destiny is streaming. Hassan did not use Destiny to get big. Hassan is already big. Hassan is an insanely successful influencer. A lot of people don't realize this. He's a massive influencer. This is no joke, man. This guy is huge on Instagram and YouTube, and the Young Turks already got him a ton of population. His Instagram is top tier. So the viewership that he's getting on Twitch is like no surprise at all. It would take it's not that Destiny didn't help him a little bit, but it would take a lot longer to convert those viewers. So you have to do a thing like Lucas is doing, where like Lucas is literally constantly in Destiny streams, right? Constantly being exposed to 4K, 5K people. And so the entirety of Destiny's churn rate, the tens of thousands of people that are going through are being exposed to him. You don't think a lot of his Twitch viewers are from Destiny? No. It does translate to Twitch, but it takes longer than you think it does, and it's not as significant as you think it does, is what I'm saying. What do you think about someone like Shorty Kai is constantly streaming with Lyric and has like less than 1K viewers? I mean, this is kind of a hard conversation to have, and I don't mean this in a derogatory way towards him, but he's just not a good enough content creator to stand alone, which is sometimes the case, right? Like, so if somebody is unable to convert viewership from a larger broadcaster like that, it just means that their content doesn't stand up to being interesting. That's literally all it means. There's like a lot of like Hassan made a lot of really good business decisions in terms of Twitch. Like he's collabing with people, which is really good. He's also like appearing in IRL streams. He's also like appearing on like Raj Patel, like podcasts and stuff like that. He's kind of like checking all the boxes to do the right thing and also converting people off of his Instagram and YouTube as well. A lot of his Instagram stories will convert from to Twitch, and that works really well. He's probably getting, somewhere around 5,000 to 10,000 views per Instagram story. So it's a very significant call to action for Twitch when you put those up.